This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, it's been tough times for some schools in Pennsylvania with no state budget. Some were even thinking of closing. Find out what one local legislator is doing about it next. Good evening and thank you for joining us at FYI. I'm Ken Carrot and let's jump right into our headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. No one was injured in a standoff that lasted several hours yesterday in Highland near Freeland. 36-year-old Douglas Bitzer of Freeland is facing a list of charges after he allegedly barricaded himself in a friend's garage. Bitzer did have a gun and refused to come out. The incident triggered a response by state and local police departments, SWAT teams, a police helicopter, and armored trucks. The standoff began after 3 p.m. yesterday near the Highland AA Club. Prior to the standoff, Bitzer was wanted by Freeland police in connection with a domestic dispute on Tuesday. Police went there Wednesday to take him into custody, and that's when the standoff occurred. Bitzer was arraigned in connection with the standoff and the domestic dispute earlier in the week. Magisterial District Judge Daniel O'Donnell set bail at $1 million in both cases. State police in Frackville have charged a Schuylkill Haven man with unlawful contact with a minor. 20-year-old Ryan Lamar Wise was taken into custody yesterday. State police began an investigation in January of 2014 into unlawful contact between Wise and the juvenile who was 12 years old at the time. State police say that Wise made repeated efforts to have the victim engage in sexual conduct with him, both in person and over video chat. A felony warrant was issued on March 7th. Then yesterday, Frackville State Police, with the assistance of multiple agencies, located Wise. The Cunningham Zoning Hearing Board voted down a request for a variance that would have allowed a Dollar General store to be constructed in a residential district. More than 100 people turned out for the continuance of a hearing into the matter last night. After more than 3 hours of testimony, the board voted 3-0 to reject the variance requested by CGP Acquisition and Development. The variance would have allowed for the construction of a Dollar General store on a wooded tract along Route 93 in Cunningham near Woodlawn Drive. The borough zoning officer had denied the permit because the tract is zoned residential. The company then appealed to the zoning board, who voted it down last night. Some 400 residents had signed petitions opposing the plan. No word on whether the applicants will appeal. The trial of a man charged in the murder of his ex-girlfriend will get underway next month. 38-year-old Oscar Lozano Garcia is charged with criminal homicide in the strangulation death of 32-year-old Maria Bree, a mother of two, whose body was discovered in the attic of their East Diamond Avenue home in December of 2012. The discovery was made days after she was reported missing. Lozano Garcia's fingerprints were allegedly found on the tape that was wrapped around the deceased. Jury selection is set to begin on April 4th. One state lawmaker from our area has thrown her support behind a bill that would help keep schools open. State Representative Tara Toohill today joined a bipartisan majority of her colleagues in passing a supplemental spending bill that would complete the 2015-16 state budget. Toohill issued a statement that read in part, quote, "This proposal, which would increase basic education funding by more than $200 million, ends the threat of school closures. We urge the governor to sign the bill so that our children can stay in the classroom where they belong," unquote. House Bill 1801 now heads to the governor for his consideration. Backed by popular demand, the Tamaqua Community Arts Center will host a major fundraising event. Lisa Sugart has more.
It is called the Art Center Big Benefit Concert. You are cordially invited, and it benefits the Tamaqua Community Arts Center. And here to tell us all about it and how you can get your tickets or be a sponsor is Leona Riga. She is the director at the center. This is a great event that you first kicked off last year, and it was such a great success, you decided to do it again.
We did. It's a unique event for the Art Center. It is a benefit where we're pulling together some of our local politicians. We have Senator Argall, we have the Tamaqua Mayor Chris Morrison, we have the St. Luke's Miners Hospital President Bill Moyer, we have Micah Gursky, who's been our Borough Council President, and we also have a guitar student from the Art Center, Zach Yenser, who are the entertainment for the evening.
Now, this was a fun event last year, and you told me this was really successful. So how much did it bring into the Art Center?
Last year we were able to raise over $18,000, which really helps us to cover our overhead costs and also to keep programs running, bringing new instructors for the community. And we are nonprofit. We're a 501c3 tax-deductible organization. So this is really helpful to us to keep us going throughout the year.
Okay, so you want people to buy their tickets in advance because that's the only way you can get them, but they can also be a sponsor. So tell us what they should do.
We are looking for sponsors. You can go to www.tamaqua.arts.org, and there you'll see the full listing of the tickets and the sponsorship opportunities. This year we are specifically looking for a large donor. $250,000 will get your name on our Performance Arts Hall, and what we plan to do with that money is to install an elevator so that people can access all 3 floors of this old historic church building that we use for the Arts Center.
You have a lot of things going on because we're constantly getting press releases for the many activities that you do. So it is truly a very busy place, and you want to make it accessible for everyone. So it is really important. You hope someone will step up to the plate to be that donor, to put their name on the building.
Yes, we are. It is important. We are always very heartsick when someone comes in and they want to access the theater or a concert and they see the number of steps that they have to climb and we're unable to get them there. So this is very important to us. It's very near and dear to all of our hearts. All of us have family members that need that access and can't get it at the moment.
All right. And they must get their tickets in advance. How much are the tickets?
Starting tickets are $100 for a theater seat. You can reserve a pub table seat for $250, or you can bring a group of 4 people and reserve a table for $1,000. It does include dinner and entertainment for the evening.
All right, so again, this is very important to the future of the arts in Tamaqua. Very big success last year. You're hoping to raise $25,000 on this one event.
Yes, for this year our goal is a $25,000 profit.
All right. The event's date and time.
It is going to be on Friday, April 22nd at 7 p.m.
All right, there are all the details. Get your tickets in advance. If you can help be a sponsor, do that as well. And remember, they do need someone to put their name on the Performing Center wall there so that they can also get an elevator to help have access for everyone. Please go to the website, give them a call today.
Thanks, Lisa. Well, things are really hopping at the Laurel Mall. Rocco Aruzzo is the mall's marketing and business development manager. He tells us that the Easter Bunny is busy at Center Court, and the mall will be filled with the sound of music this Saturday.
The Easter Bunny is here, be here daily with photos with the Easter Bunny, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sundays 12 to 5. He'll be here right through Holy Saturday evening till 9 p.m. actually.
Very nice. And then you have something very special coming up, Music in Our Schools Month. What exactly will be going on and who's going to be here?
Yes, the Hazleton Area School District contacted me, and this is our National Music in Our Schools Month, the month of March. So they contacted me, and several of the schools, of course, have a music program, and they wanted to know if they could come out to the Laurel Mall and perform, and we were all open for it, obviously, me, myself being involved in music. But we're glad to have them, and we're also going to have the Demelfi School of Music join us late in the afternoon into the evening. So this whole coming Saturday, the 19th, I believe it is, from 11 a.m. in the morning to about 7 p.m., music all day at the Laurel Mall.
For more information, go to thelaurelmall.com or check them out on Facebook. Everyone, happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way. Meant to say that earlier. I forgot. My bad. Coming up during the Sportscast, we'll stop by a Penn State Hazleton softball practice to see how their annual trip to Florida went. And right after this break, our weekly history segment is all about what you can see at the Greater Hazleton Historical Society Museum.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Here comes another history segment. We are once again joined by Charles McElwee, a board member for the Greater Hazleton Historical Society. Now, part of the Historical Society is the museum located on Wyoming Street, and I spent hours in there once with Ron Marchetti looking at all the sports stuff. There seems to be something for everyone. What's the coolest thing in there, in your opinion?
Well, really, every floor has something special. It's the largest collection of artifacts in northeastern Pennsylvania. 3 floors in the heart of the downtown, well worth a visit, and with parking behind the museum and on street. But really, our library is something to behold, and I enjoy spending time in there, and it's been an invaluable resource certainly for our social media posts about Hazleton's history and really discovering things that we had never known. And among that collection is our books dating to the 18th century, as well as yearbooks from every school in the area going back to the late 19th century.
I can't tell you how much time I spend on the Greater Hazleton Historical Society's Facebook page here at work. It's really a detriment. But I mean, it's so interesting, the things that you read. What's something you guys got a lot of response from online? I mean, you probably from a lot of it.
I could give you an example this week. We had a contributor who sent in a photo of the stone mansion on the northeast corner of Diamond and Laurel. And it reached nearly 13,000 people with the photo. Tremendous feedback. The home was owned by S.Y. Frederick, who was a contractor in the city, and really responsible for a lot of the homes that are located throughout Hazleton, as well as historic buildings like St. Paul's. Architects would design their vision, and he would carry it out. So he lived at that corner, and I believe it took 1,200 tons of stone to build, which is unbelievable. So
that's pretty neat. And then this isn't just for Hazleton, it's the Hazleton area there as well. I mean, you guys have some stuff on the surrounding communities as well?
Right, we're not just limited to the city. We have valuable artifacts that come from the valley, from Freeland, Weatherly. One of our biggest collections is our Native American collection, which is really the whole area, as well as one of the rifles that was used in the Sugarloaf Massacre in the 18th century during the French and Indian War.
Like I said, something for everyone. If people are interested, they want to stop by, how do they do this?
Contact us by email, hazeltonmuseum@gmail.com, or by Facebook. And with the information you see on that Facebook page, you do not have to be a member of Facebook. It's publicly accessible, and it's well worth a visit to learn not only about your community's history, but also what the museum has to offer.
It's absolutely cool. And read the comments, too. There's some oral history there. Right. People are like, this happened there. So it's really, really cool. We'll be back for another segment with Charles.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Soon leaves will cover all of the trees in this shot, but right now let's just worry about getting through the weekend. That's because we have a hazardous weather outlook for tonight with the possibility of strong winds and hail, and then on Sunday there is a threat of some snow. Happy spring. Here's our local forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Then we'll have a chance of showers after 8 p.m., mostly cloudy with a low of 36, wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. On our 4-day outlook through the weekend, on Friday, scattered rain and snow showers before 9 a.m., then scattered rain showers, partly sunny, high of 44, once again windy with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Friday night, partly cloudy with a low of 22. Saturday, the sun comes out, but will only get up to 37 degrees. Saturday night, partly cloudy, low of 23. And then on Sunday, 50% chance of snow, mostly cloudy, high in the mid-30s. Sunday night, once again, 50% chance of snow, mostly cloudy, low of 24. On Monday, partly sunny, high again in the mid-30s. And then Monday night, partly cloudy with a low of 23 degrees. Here's some green on St. Patrick's Day. It's our green screen on FYI, your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers. Pick 2, 6, 9. Pick 3, 911. Pick 4, 2, 4, 3, 4. And pick 5, 4, 9, 6, 7, 3. When we come back in sports, we're talking spring sports with some softball. Right now, here's some law talk.
Hello and welcome to Law Talk. Today we're going to talk about a very oftentimes tragic but very important subject involving motor vehicle accidents, and in particular victims of motor vehicle accidents who have been victimized by a drunk driver. And Alexis spent 7 years as a prosecutor in the Luzerne County DA's office. She's very familiar with that, and she can bring you all up to date on what needs to be done if that unfortunate event should happen to you or a family member.
As my father mentioned, I did work in the Luzerne County District Attorney's Office for some time. During my time there, I did, for 2 years, head up the Vehicular Homicide Division, and unfortunately in those cases, a lot of times the individuals who were victimized by drunk drivers. So I have a lot of experience on the criminal side as being an advocate for these individuals who were victimized by drunk drivers. Now, in civil practice, I'm able to be an advocate for victims who are involved in drunk driving accidents. And I'm very aware of the fact that not only are these people affected in their work life and their family life, their entire lives have changed from that moment forward. A lot of times there are significant injuries. They can be catastrophic, again, to the work life and to the family life. And I offer the availability to work with law enforcement officers who are doing investigations on behalf of people who were involved in these types of accidents. And it's important to respect the work that they're doing, that being because the investigations that they're conducting certainly can be beneficial to the civil portion of a claim. So if you're involved in a drunk driving accident, give us a call. I'd be happy to sit down with you and speak to you regarding the concerns that you might have, as I'm very aware of the effects that it will have on your life from that moment forward.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
While other college students were enjoying some relaxation during spring break, the local Lions were playing some really tough competition in Florida. The Penn State Hazleton softball team stopped by campus to talk about their trip and the 2016 season. Penn State Hazleton head softball coach Rich Lipinski says it can be kind of a crapshoot in the Penn State University Athletic Conference. He says you never really know what you're up against because you don't know all about the players other teams have added. But the PSUAC knows all about Hazleton. The program has been a force for a while now, and last year the local Lions won 30 games and finished 6th in the United States Collegiate Athletic Association. 8 players returned from that team, and they've bonded well with some talented newcomers. So now we have a close pride of Lions who aren't afraid to roar.
It's hard to find a team that's like, they're all similar to each other, definitely like personality-wise. And like you can just let loose here, and I love it.
What would you say the personality of the team is, if you had to describe it, if it was a person?
Definitely outgoing. Okay. Oh yeah, like loud, outgoing.
You guys are that team, huh? When you're
Yeah.
Since they can't rely on stealth, they have to use their talent, and they have a lot of that. Vanessa Michael joins the team after transferring from Elizabethtown, and she posted a .318 average during the team's recent trip to Florida to go along with 3 home runs. Because of that effort, she was named one of the PSUAC's Players of the Week. The other PSUAC Player of the Week was Hazleton pitcher Kayla Rome. Against some stiff competition in Florida, including the defending USCAA national champion, she had a 1.68 ERA with 18 strikeouts in 15 innings. Sarah Stauffer, another starter on the team, also had an ERA under 2 in Florida. Hazleton area grad Samantha Varilla completes the rotation. She's a freshman who had a 3.87 ERA in just over 12 innings in Florida with 7 strikeouts and 3 walks. And how to feel being in the circle and adjusting, playing some really good teams.
Yeah, it felt awesome. You know, I was really excited. We were all really pumped to play, and we did really good down there for the first time being outside.
Yeah, were you guys impressed because we were engaging it a little bit and be like, okay, we expect to make maybe some mistakes, but was it like, all right, yeah, we did pretty well?
Yeah, we definitely, you know, we weren't going to go down there and think, oh, we're going to beat everyone, but we definitely made some mistakes, and that's what we need to work on, but, you know, we got to learn from our mistakes and go on from there.
Lipinski was impressed with his pitching staff and points out that they only gave up 18 earned runs in 8 games. That works out to a little over 2 runs a game.
They're incredible. They're going to be the workhorses for the team. We have 2 relief pitchers in Brittany Esser and Mariah Lynn, and they're going to fill in innings for us, but our starters, it's a monster staff, especially for our conference.
Lipinski says the power is there on offense. In their 8 games in Florida, they hit 6 home runs. The local Lions also had runners on base. They just couldn't come up with a timely hit. Lipinski says some of that has to do with some rust from the long, cold offseason. After the positive trip to Florida, the team is ready for their schedule to start up north on Friday at Cairn University. The local Lions left Florida feeling pretty good about themselves. They have a 2-6 record, but they were competitive in almost all of the games they played. The Penn State Hazleton softball team had to deal with the loss of their head coach Marty Mrzinski over the offseason. His name came up several times while I was at practice. Here's what pitcher Kayla Rome had to say.
We're definitely very motivated this year, and there's definitely times that things get emotional, and you know, you just kind of have to work through it and know that he wouldn't want us to be upset. He would want us to do well this season and succeed, so that's what we do.
Vanessa Michaels also shared a great story about Marty, and you can check out what she had to say at facebook.com/FYI News 13. That's sports for Thursday. The FYI Social Report is coming up after these messages. $1 burger night at Bottlenecks. Get a juicy 4th pound burger for only $1 all night long.
Hey golfers, have we got the perfect vacation spot for you? Myrtle Beach. Signature Golf Packages builds and reserves the finest and most reasonably priced Myrtle Beach vacations. From scheduling your golf tee times to making your hotel accommodations. Oceanfront to golf course villas. Mark Passon, a Hazleton native, has been doing this for 10 years. Expect excellent customer service, local knowledge of all the courses, and the best golf vacation of a lifetime. Call now to learn all of the specials that Signature Golf Packages can offer you or your group. 866-462-9885 or book now at signaturegolfpackages.com.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. One quick announcement. The Hazleton Art League is pleased to present a solo exhibition featuring the oil paintings by Pocono Mountain artist Jill Swarsey from March 19th through April 10th. Opening receptions will be held Sunday, March 20th from 3 to 5 p.m. and Friday, April 1st from 6 to 8. Gallery hours are Saturday and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and located at 225 East Broad Street in Hazleton. For info, just call 570-817-1075. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Joseph Polishensky III of Hazleton. All services are private and will be held at the convenience of the family. The Harmon Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. Francesco Frank de Blasi of Hazleton. Funeral is Saturday at 9 a.m. from the Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. John A. Schwartz of Whitehaven. Funeral is Saturday at 11 a.m. of the Lehman Family Funeral Service. Friends may call Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. and Saturday from 10:30 to 11 a.m. Henry E. Schaefer, formerly of Laurel Run. Funeral is Monday at 11 a.m. from the McCune Funeral Home. Friends may call Sunday from 3 to 7 p.m. Sister M. Joseph Angela, formerly of Hazleton. Mass is Monday at 10 a.m. in the Holy Chapel at St. Patrick's Manor. Friends may call Sunday from 2 to 7 p.m. Sandra Duffy of Jim Thorpe. Services are Saturday at 11 a.m. at the David D. Stianch Funeral Home. Friends may call Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. Gordon Wanzer of Hazleton. Arrangements are under the direction of the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. George M. Krupolis of Brandonville. Funeral is Saturday at 11 a.m. at the St. John's Lutheran Church. Friends may call Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. The Stauffer Bresnik Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And Craig L. Wallen of Drums. Memorial is Saturday at noon from the Harmon Funeral Home. Friends may call Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Scott Landis of Sugarloaf. Scott, if you're watching, give us a call, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
Finally tonight, a very happy St. Patrick's Day to all of those who are of Irish descent or those who are just Irish for the day, like myself. St. Patrick's Day dates back to the early 17th century. The cultural and religious celebration commemorates St. Patrick, the foremost patron saint of Ireland. Well, I have some Dropkick Murphys waiting for me in my car, so I'm off to do that, and then I'll do the news again tomorrow, I guess. We'll see you then. Take it easy, everyone.